To me, code switching is talking one way and then just randomly either switching the languages or switching like the tone or slang you speak in. You know, so for example, I could be talking to a teacher of mine. I would be speaking to them politely and respectfully and saying every word correctly. But then I see my friend over here and just completely start talking in slang. So that's an example of that. I would say most people code switch because uh, they they kind of want to fit into their crowd that they're dealing with at the moment. Um, how I speak to my parents is not how I would speak to my friends. So I'm constantly doing a code switch there. In addition to the languages being completely different, I speak to my mother in Spanish as to where anybody else I would speak to in English. Um, I would say um, the culture that most people like are into right now and are trying to be is, I would say, the black African American culture, just because a lot of the people that people look up to right now are they're black athletes, black musicians, black artists. There's a lot of famous and talented black people here in the United States. So I think it's only fitting for that to be the case. Me personally, a lot of people that I idolize are some of my favorite athletes, such as Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. They're all, or even actors. You got Denzel Washington, people of that nature. So I mean, there's a lot of great successful black people. That people see and hear on TV every single day. So I mean, it's only fitting for people wanting to join that. And I'll also say too, music has a huge impact on it. A lot of the popular music in today's era is hip hop, and it's pretty much dominated by uh, African American or Black culture. Um, However, are there codes that certain people should never switch to? Um, I personally feel like I don't really think there's necessarily a code somebody should never switch to. However, I do know personally, I do have I have friends of all different races. I have black friends, white friends, Hispanic friends. For the most part, a lot of my black friends do not really appreciate you know white people trying to sound or talk black or use the N word. So I mean, if I had to say one, I would kind of say Americans that are not black or even Hispanics should not really try to code switch to try to sound like the cool black guy and use the N word. So that's my opinion on that.